So E18A-31, and this one's going to involve using percentages in more than one place, right? And then chime in if I'm headed the wrong way. Okay, because I'm going to try to do it pretty quick. Okay. So Matthews Frozen Pizzas uses FIFO process costing, and they give us the data for April. So we got the units to account for, and then the units accounted for. So they already did the top half of the report, it looks like, right? And then we're going to end up doing the costs portion. So they got requirement 1A, and they're going to have a requirement 1B. 1A is focused on, I'm going to highlight the beginning work in process inventory. Okay. And then 1B will be focused on the ending work in process inventory. So it says on March 31st, the prepping department beginning work in process inventory was 30% complete for material. So here's a case where you're going to be applying percentages to something other than conversion cost. Okay? And 60% complete for conversion cost. This means that the beginning inventory, let's see, so we're going to use, did you use this one or this one? Or same thing, right?
Yeah, but
okay.
Then in the problem, they just told me to subtract it from 100%.
You didn't multiply 30%
Oh,
times,
that's how.
right?
I don't know. It just showed me like 100%.
Oh, I'm sorry, because they're asking for the percentage.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so this means that the beginning inventory would be 70? Is that
Yeah.
what you did? Yeah, 70% of the materials and 40, we're just taking it away from 100% of the conversion costs were added during April. Okay, so that makes sense. So when you start off, you're at 30%, so you need 70% more to get to 100%, right? So that means that 70% were added during April, okay? Because we're doing this for April, and that would be the same for material, right? When you start off, it's 60% complete. So for it to get finalized, it needs 40% more to get to 100%. So now we flip-flop, and we're going to be looking at April's ending inventory. Okay. So on April 30, the prepping department ending work in process inventory was 20% complete for materials and 60% complete for conversion costs. This means that for the ending inventory, so much percent of the materials and so much percent of the conversion costs were added during April. So how did you get that one?
When I checked with the
You just use the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this one's different because it's ending inventory, right? They're coming right out and telling us what it is. Now we have to build this, right? So units to account for, that comes directly from here. Beginning work in process and completed and transferred out, right? I'm sorry, started in April. Started in production. So we got 40, and they have it for you right here, okay? And 75, which adds up to the 115. Okay, now it gets a little different, right? When you account for the units, there's an extra line item, and they have a separate line item for the stuff that was in beginning work in process and transferred out. Okay, so that's that 40 here. So we're going to say beginning work in process. Okay. And then we got completed and transferred out. And then we have ending work in process. Okay. So they broke it up. They didn't just use one line item called completed and transferred out. They broke it into two line items, and they're splitting it between the amount that that was part of the beginning work in process that's getting transferred to the cooking department. And then they have another line item for completed and transferred out. Is that the way you have it?
Oh wait, it started and completed. And
Started.
Complete, yeah.
Started and completed, right? I'm sorry. Okay. Right. So that's the way you have it, yeah?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they broke it up and they split the total amount that gets transferred to the cooking department into two separate lines, okay? So here's that from beginning work in process inventory, 40,000, right? And then started and completed during April, 70,000. So that 110,000 was transferred to the cooking department, and then what's left in the ending work in process is 5,000. So we'll put it here. Okay, so that adds up. 110,000 plus 5,000 is 115,000. Okay.
Then you take the percentage.
Yeah, and that's part of requirement 1A and B, is we have those percentages up there. Okay. So let's see, let's make sure we do it right. Direct material and conversion costs. Okay. So that's 70% and 40%. Those are the percentages you use, right?
But those are added, so
Yeah.
you begin with 30% of the
Yes.
direct materials, right?
Right. Okay.
That's the 30% of the 40,000?
Well, did you use 30%?
Oh, mine is different from yours, but yeah, I used the one where we. Oh, so you would use the 70.
Oh,
70 and a 40.
Yeah.
And this piece would come across at 100%, right? Is that what you did?
Yes. Yeah. So started and completed is all the same.
100%. So this is where you're going to use, for direct material, you're going to use 70%. So 70% of 40 is 28,000. And then you're going to use 40%. So 40% of 40,000 is 16,000. Okay? Then you have 98, if you total it vertically, and 86. Then you'll come over here and see 1A dealt with the beginning, 1B is dealing with the ending work in process. So that means we'll use these percentages, right? 20% for material and 60% for conversion costs. So 20% of 5,000 is 1,000. What did I say? 20 and 60? And 60% will be 3,000. If I'm applying that percentage to the number in this 5,000 here. Okay. Then we can add, so I got 99 and I got 89. Is that the way you did it? So be careful, because they could apply percentages at any point in the problem.